Okay, I'll just put it right there, and you say anything you want to say.
I ain't gonna say no.
You see how long you can sit like that.
That's the kind of thing that I put it under the bed to see what her husband's gonna talk about while she's gone. Her husband, no sooner as she got out the door, her husband called another lady. They talked half an hour. Woman come back home and got the thing out, played it. They had all the conversation, but they talked with while she was going on that damn thing. Yeah, that's a fight. That's our friend.
Well, that's probably true. They can do that.
Yeah.
All she had to do then to take her to court, huh? She won her case, huh?
No, it wasn't nothing like that.
Oh.
We just talked. But
Yeah.
what made her so angry, it used to be his girlfriend.
Oh yeah.
It was once his
Uh-huh.
girlfriend, but not anymore. But I guess he was lonesome. She was out of town. She went
Uh-huh.
to Chicago to visit her son.
Mm-hmm.
And while she was gone, I guess he got lonesome.
I'm gonna buy me one.
What you gonna do with yours?
Hmm?
What you gonna do with yours?
I'm gonna put them in the bed when I go to town. Yeah. I find out what's been going on while I'm gone.
You'll be very pleased.
Hmm?
You'll be very pleased.
All right.
Tell your niece about your boyhood days.
Yeah, tell her what happened when you were a kid. And you grew up.
Tell your niece about your boyhood days.
Not me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what happened when you were a boy in South Carolina? What was it like when you were a boy?
I was in all the deals, man, I could get in.
Uh,
I'd get beaten 2 or 3 times a day.
who beat you, your daddy?
I'd shoot the chickens, throw the chickens all left home, and stay down in the swamp.
You mean to the chickens?
Huh?
You were mean to the chickens?
So you salt them.
Hmm?
Then you salt the chickens.
Beat them.
You beat the
Jump 'em,
chickens.
rock 'em.
Rock 'em.
Well, how y'all used to catch the chickens?
Huh?
How'd you catch the chickens?
Never did catch them.
Dad, you told me about you putting a grain of corn on a string.
Oh, well, that was just fishing for chicken. Put a grain of corn on a fish hook and throw it out in the yard. The old chicken run out and grab the grain of corn and swallow it, fish hook and all. I had to do pull him in. Yeah, I just put him all up to me. He'd be kicking and flooding and trying to hold by him. I just put him all up to me. Take the fish hook out of his mouth, and put another grain of corn on, throw it out there and catch another.
Well, when you were a boy, it wasn't school then, was it?
Uh-huh.
You didn't have a school in South Carolina when you were a boy, did you? School.
They have school.
School.
Yeah,
School.
right.
Yeah, when you were.
Was going to school?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I was getting in a fight 2 or 3 times.
No, he said, did you have school when you was a boy?
Yeah. Yeah.
You had school.
We had school and walk about 5 miles.
But you have a blue back speller and a arithmetic.
Yeah.
Uncle Mitch, his brother used to tell me about when they went to school. They had little slates. They didn't have paper tablets like this.
Mm-hmm.
They had little
Slates
little slate, and
Oh.
everybody carried their own little slate to school.
with the crayon.
Yeah, and they used to write with heat charcoal in the fire and make the charcoal to write with. Is that right? When you were?
Charcoal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. They had a slate and a pencil. The pencil was about as long as a fountain pen, sharp at one end. You could sharpen
Yeah.
it, take it and rub it on something really
Yeah.
sharp.
Mhm.
But you had to be careful with it or you break it.
Mhm.
And then you write it on that slate.
Yeah, but the slate was black, wasn't it?
Huh?
Slate is black, wasn't it? And pencil is black. How did it show up?
The slate was black
Yeah.
and the chalk was kind of brown skin. But when you write, it would show up white on that slate.
Uh-huh.
Then you had a blackboard up there.
Mhm.
Yeah. Slate, about a 10 by 5, had a little wooden rim all around it,
Mhm.
4 corner, square.
No, because I remember Uncle Mitchell telling about he used to get in a fight with a slate
And break it.
and break it up fighting. Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever broke up yours fighting?
Oh, I let them fall once, twice. Maybe get to fight and hit somebody with it.
What was that? Belmont was there when you were a boy? That church, Belmont.
Hmm?
Was Belmont there in South
Yeah,
Carolina?
Belmont.
Uh-huh. Well, your daddy built it, or
Mm-hmm.
did you help work on it?
Hmm?
Did you help him build it?
What do you think?
Did you help him build it?
What?
The church?
No. I didn't have to build no church. That church was there when I was big enough to know anything. I don't know how that church come about there. I don't know what some of the old slavery people gave it to them, or how. But when I can remember, it was there and I never did hear nobody say how they come by that church.
Did you ever go up there?
It was a wooden church.
I've been there once,
Mm-hmm.
about 4 years ago.
She been there.
Mm-hmm.
They remodeled it since.
Yeah, it's not the same church. No, it's rebuilt, it,
No,
but
I
it's built
think-
at the same ground.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Alisa told me since the last time she was here last month that they had remodeled it.
Again.
Yeah, they added to it, I'd say.
No, I didn't get a chance to go there last year when I went over there. Last time I seen that church was when Uncle Haller died.
Mm.
That was in 1950, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Someone burning trash, burning leaves or something. I can smell it burning,
Yeah, they burning trash.
burning trash.
Somebody burning trash out there.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you were a boy, were cotton still the biggest thing for
We-
farmers? Cotton. Did they raise cotton then to sell cotton on the
He
market?
said that they sell cotton at that time. They raised a lot of cotton.
That's all they raised, cotton and corn,
Mhm.
peanuts. You'd raise, you'd make all the way from 8, 9 bales to the horse. But you didn't get but 2 and 3 cents a pound for it. And you had to work the year round. But from the 1st of January to the last of December, every day, May. You had plenty of clothes, plenty of something to eat, but no money.
You probably didn't need money, he wasn't going anyplace, huh?
No, you didn't need too much of it. So you didn't wear those but bogey shoes. You call them bogey shoes then. Bogey shoes with no overalls. That's all you wore.
How old were you when you left home?
Huh?
How old were you when you left home?
I was about 22.
About 22. And Birmingham was the first place you came?
Hmm?
You came, when you left South Carolina, you came here to Birmingham?
Oh, yeah.
When you left South Carolina, did you come to Birmingham?
No. I went to Florida.
Oh. Did you and
I stayed in Florida about 3 years.
did you and Mitchell go together?
You and Mitchell go together?
Part of why we were,
Mm-hmm.
part of why we wasn't. So when we were together, we was always fighting, and we had to stay apart to keep from fighting.
Well, Mitch was older than you, right?
No.
Mitch was younger?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Uncle Hallett, the oldest.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was you, and then Mitchell. So then you left Florida and came to Alabama.
Hmm?
After you left Florida, you came to Alabama.
Yeah,
You was on the way to where? California?
yeah.
This all the far you got?
Thank you. Huh?
This all the far you got, huh?
Wait.
All the far
You
you
was on
got.
your way to California,
Yeah.
but you stopped here.
Yeah, stopped over, come in here on a Saturday evening,
And then,
and stopped over here for Sunday. And was supposed to leave here Sunday, California. And that Sunday haven't come yet.
Well, how were you traveling?
Huh?
How were you traveling? How was you traveling? On
how were you
train or
traveling? On train?
Yeah, passenger train.
passenger train?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I went about 3 blocks from Depot and got a room. So Monday morning. Monday morning come, why, I wanted the room for a week. The week come, why, I think I wanted it for a month. Wasn't doing nothing.
Well, how did
Doing
you-
all the little money what I already had made in Florida.
How did you make the money in Florida? Picking fruit?
Huh?
How did you make the money in Florida? Picking fruit?
Oh yeah.
How'd you make the money in Florida?
Working at the sawmill.
Or a sawmill?
Yeah. I worked at a sawmill making $1 a day. $1 a day. I waited there and stayed there long enough. I got milk around about $150 left.
That's almost $1 a day. That's almost a third of a year's work. I ain't saved that much.
I stayed there, I guess, about a year.
Mm-hmm.
Cooking and eating and sleeping for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Had a same sawmill quarters, 2-room houses. You have a room, the other fellow have a room. You cook, eat, and sleep in your own needs. Cook and eat, sleep and live. Somebody have. How's he? Doing pretty good. Eating and sleeping and paying my room rent and board bill every week. I went to town and was walking around. Well, I went in the room and stole all my money. Big, tall fella. I scared to jump on him. Too much bigger than I was. So the landlady put him out. He was bored at it like I was. She put him out. she found out that he did steal the money because he went down and bought a whole lot of liquor and carried it across to one of his friend's house and left it. But for them to keep.
Mm-hmm.
They keeping it for him. Every time he wanted to drink, while he go over there and get it, come on back home. So she boarded me there for about 3 months, free of charge. By that time I got me a job, making $1.25 a day. And from then on and on, I'm still here in Birmingham, Alabama.
When did you start working for the railroad?
Mm-hmm.
When
What?
did you start working for the railroad?
1903,
1903. Wow. Gee.
Illinois Central. Oh no, well, here in Birmingham I did, but I had worked a little bit for the railroad before I come here. I worked a little bit in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
Atlantic Coastline,
Atlantic Coast Line.
Seaboard,
Mhm.
Allied. And when I come here, I went to work for the Illinois Central. Didn't work long for them, so I left, quit them, and went to work for the Frisco.
Well, actually, you never did know my father then, did you? If you had started working,
What do you
So you didn't actually know his father then, did you? His father.
Yeah,
you,
I know it's your father. Your father was a little boy when I left home.
Well, that's what she's saying.
No,
You
well-
didn't actually know him because you left when he was so small.
yeah, because he was born
Yeah, he was a
in
little
1900. If he was already gone and started
Jesus.
working,
Your father, RQ,
yeah,
and a boy.
a buddy,
I don't know who he was. I guess
Uncle
he,
Buddy, he died last
Yeah,
year.
that's
last summer,
not
yeah,
good, but
yeah, he was
it was
next
still-
to my father. Yeah,
there was three of them there when I left home.
yeah, well, well, Boat wasn't born yet when you left.
Huh?
No.
Boat wasn't born when
Let
you
me
left.
see. Yeah, there were three of them there.
Yeah, it would have been, my father was the oldest, RQ, and then Buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Buddy was named Clyde. I believe his name was Clyde.
Yeah, your father was a big little old boy. I got at him with me one day for something. He got so mad. He run off out the edge of the yard, grabbed up a little old switch about that long, throwed it out across the yard. I said, boy, you throw that switch at me? Ah! I told it at them hogs over in that pen. That's the biggest story ever he could have told. I just looked at him and laughed. Now, I told that them hogs over in that pen, and the hog pen out there, some hogs in it, and he threw that switch into the hole in that pen. I laughed about that a long time.
Tell him about the wasp nest. Who that had? Was it yellow jacket nest or wasp
Yellow
nest?
jacket net. That was my brother Howard. We was just cutting down new ground. Brother Howard cutting down low bushes and yellow jacket nest down in the bushes. He down in there with his axe, and the yellow jacket come all up the axe handle. He's in his shirt sleeve, short sleeve shirt. Hit him all on the armhole. He had to leave his axe sticking in the yellow jacket then and run, get out the way. So after he got out the way, no, that was Mitchell done that. It wasn't doing that. Holler. He fooled Holler up there to get his axe. the hill, that Mitchell coming on down the hill walking. There was. My axe up behind the yellow jacket nest. I don't know how I'm gonna get it. Yeah, well, he says, I'm gonna fool Holly up there to get it. Holly liked possum hunt. He loved the possum hunt.
Yeah, I remember when I was there, he used to go hunting.
Mitchell said, oh, Holly, come here. There's a possum in the log. I don't know how that boy can make up a lie so quick to save my life. There's a possum in the log. Brother Holly come running down the hill. Hey, wait, they're going to take your axe. They got to have an axe. Is that my axe up there? I turn around, run back up there, that yellow jacket nest. Yellow jacket just going up and down the handle of the axe. Head reaching out and grab that axe. Jacket taking up and going up his arm, running along with that. Running along with the axe, knocking them all. Mitchell looked up and seen him coming with the axe, and he took out. I was back. Hey, that's all right. You don't know, ain't no possum. Says I want my axe out of that yellow jacket there. Brother Howell stopped. Hey, this devil you, I get you. I don't think he ever did get Mitchell. Mitchell stayed out of the way for about a week. Forgot about it.
It's so tricky, one brother play on the other one.
Yeah, he got his axe out of that yellow jacket there. Ain't no possum.
Yeah, I was told that your father was a pretty mean man. I was told that your father was a pretty mean man. He didn't take no jokes.
Yeah.
He said he was told that your father was a pretty mean man.
Yeah, he was.
So he didn't take any stuff.
Tell me, if you made him mad, he'd pick up anything he saw and knock you down with it.
Yeah. Knock you out in a minute.
Was he a big person?
Was he a big person?
What?
Was he a big person?
No, it wasn't so large.
Well, why he had
About 165, 75.
well,
How
why-
tall?
No, I guess about
something
5 foot. So they blowing rays out there somewhere.
Smell like it. Get rid of mosquitoes.
Looks like a spoon.
No, it's burning rags and that get rid of the mosquitoes. The mosquitoes come around a lot of times.
Look down in the basement, man. See how everything's down here.
I don't think it's in the house. It's outside. But
I think it's outside. It's coming through the house.
It's coming in this different way somewhere.
Yeah. It took the half a block away. It was an air carrier. Did each of you have your own mules like that? I mean, just like you boys, did you all have your own mule? When you were boys, did each of you have your own mule or your own horse?
Lulu,
No. Not Lula, not your sister. Did each of you boys have your own horse or own mules when you were small?
Mule.
Yeah, did you have your own mule?
About all the plow hand had a mule.
Uh-huh.
There were 3 plow hands. We had 3 mules.
Uh-huh.
My mule picked me Somerset one day. The mule was greasy, and I forgot it,
Get you me.
and put my hand on the mule's hip.
Mm-hmm.
And when I put my hand on her hip, she kicked me right across the field. Well, I laid there a while, so I finally got up. Went on to the house. The mule went on across the field somewhere with the plow. I wasn't able to do any more work for about 2 weeks. Broke two of my ribs in my left side.
Mm-hmm.
Never did have no doctor. But got well itself.
Mm-hmm.
My sister Lula's boy kicked with a mule. Mule kicked him in the mouth. Cut his lip open there.
Mm-hmm.
And it healed up, but it healed up with a gash in that lip.
Uh-huh.
Bubba.
Yeah, Bubba. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever notice
Yeah.
him having a gap in that lip?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's what that was. A mule kicked him in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I used to milk about 6 cows every morning. I don't know whether I got all of the milk out of the bag or no, but I went around.
Went around
I wouldn't put the bucket close up to the car. I'd put the bucket way over there.
You was scared the car gonna kick?
And squeaked the milk over there. All that got in the bucket was all right. All that went on the ground. It was all right.
Why, were you scared the car kicking you or the car kicking the bucket?
Huh?
You was scared the car kick you or scared she would kick the bucket over?
Oh yeah, a lot of them kicked the bucket over. Some of them wouldn't.
Some put the foot in the bucket too.
Sometimes maybe squeeze your tip a little too tight, hurt them.
Mm-hmm.
They kicked that bucket and you all over it. You was in the reach of it. Yeah.
What did you do to recreation? What did you do to entertain yourselves, just like recreation? Did you guys?
Played baseball, didn't you? What'd you do for recreation? Did you play baseball?
Fish, little. Played baseball, little.
And I guess hunt, huh?
And hunt?
Hunt, little.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't do too much hunting. We had rabbit boxes to catch rabbits in.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the rabbits wanted a rabbit box.
Uh-huh.
You ever seen a rabbit box?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You seen one?
Yeah, made with the wood. They go in and the dough fall down. Yeah.
Huh?
They go in, you put some bait inside, and then they go in and trip the dough, and the dough fall down and catch them inside. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Well, I like to know where you see catch rabbits in Jacksonville.
Well, there used to be a lot of wild rabbits in
Oh,
Jacksonville.
how's that?
Yeah, in Jacksonville, used to be a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. I used to have double rabbit boxes. Catch a rabbit in each end of it. Have a cushion in the middle,
Uh-huh.
the rabbit box on that end, the rabbit box on that end.
You make it twice as easy for yourself.
But since so long a time, they quit making rabbit boxes like that out of wood.
Mm-hmm.
They'd dig a hole in the ground about the size of a stovepipe and put it down in there slanting and put some food down in there. And that rabbit come up there smelling around and that food would fall in there and he couldn't get out.
Mm-hmm.
Slide that down.
Yeah, you couldn't turn around. It'd be too narrow once you get in enough.
Too narrow.
Yeah. It was
They
about
go
like a
ahead.
stovepipe. It'd be
Yeah.
about this big, just
Yeah.
enough for him to fall down in there. And
You
once
see-
you get in the bottom, his head down this way, he couldn't turn around, so he reached there and pulled him out.
And he slipped down in there, see, head formal, he couldn't turn around and he couldn't back out.
Yeah. You never seen a rabbit
You
back
use
up,
that,
huh?
use those things instead of rabbit boxes.
Little genius, I figured it out.
Can't you dig?
Well, rabbit dig a hole, yeah.
How come you couldn't dig?
Yeah, they can
The
dig.
pipe, see, couldn't dig on
It has
pipe.
a
Mm.
partition. Really?
Probably something made like out of tin.
Hmm?
It wasn't made out of tin.
Stovepipe?
Yeah.
Yeah, a regular stovepipe.
Oh,
yeah.
you use a regular
Yeah,
stove.
regular stovepipe.
Oh.
Yeah, put it down, chimney like,
Yeah, but it has to be backed up.
Yeah.
Why can't you just lay it on
No,
the
he
ground?
couldn't back up.
No, it has to be backed up with the leather tube.
No.
For the food
No,
system.
but
No, if he
people-
slide down in there, he couldn't come back up. He can't turn around.
Doesn't matter.
It's
Because he can dig a
round,
hole.
see.
No,
Yeah, but
he
you
can
won't
dig
need it there
down,
that long,
but he
you
can't
know.
get out. At the end of the stovepipe, if he dig, he's gonna go further down in the hole. He can't turn around and come back up the pipe.
You can still dig.
Yeah, he can dig, but he's already in a hole.
Yeah.
Why can't you just lay it on the ground? You can't back up anyway. Why can't you just lay it on the ground instead of digging it in the hole?
No, but then you have to have a trap door in it to catch him in the other end.
No, I just block off that side.
So Harmony gonna be surprised when she hear this.
Yeah, but you better pay a little bit to see if they get recorded all right.
All right.
It records. Look at those three monkeys, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil.
Why can't you just lay it on the ground and block off one end? If you go inside the pipe, you can't back up.
Yeah, but you have to have a trap door.
No,
No,
might-
that's
you might
right,
not.
if you couldn't, but,
You might not go in there because you can tell it's a trap.
yeah,
You know,
right.
The hole makes it like natural.
still it smells of food.
Well, was it the bicycles, any of you had bicycles when you were a boy?
Hmm?
When you were a boy, was it any bicycles?
But yeah.
Was it in the bicycles?
Dog. A grown man when I owned a bicycle.
Well, a horse was your only transportation, huh?
Hmm?
To ride a horse was your only
Yeah,
transportation?
horses, mules.
When you go see your girl on the horse, riding horseback.
No. Yeah, sometime we would. And again, we'd walk
Save the horse to work.
about 12 miles one way and 12 miles another way.
Well,
You must love the lot, huh?
Take you all night to get back home. You go to work Monday morning. Me and my brother stole a mule out one night though to go see how it was good. And we stayed a little late. We stayed till about 12 o'clock at night. Then we had 12 miles to come. We just didn't make it in home full day to go to bed. My daddy, he got up, feed the mule just a little before day so they'd be through eating and time to go catch him out. And the mule was wet.
He was sweating from walking.
He couldn't figure out what the mule was doing wet in the stable. We just had to put him in there. And we got to bed ourselves. So he fed the mule, went on back, got in the bed. Time to get up. Woke us up. Want to know from us what the mule's doing wet. We didn't know. The hot in there rain. The sweater. he didn't raise so much saying about it, but he know that something was wrong. But we just had put the mules in there. Hmm. The thing that me and my brother hated was there was some girls thinking on stealing us to run away from home. And they coming through a bush of woods, and my daddy happened to be out there somewhere on the side of the path where they were coming along, and they were talking what they were going to do, and my daddy heard them. One of them said, I want Mitchell. The other said, I want Redmond. They had the shoes tied on the train, on the shoulders, and dresses, and one thing and another, bundle of clothes. He dropped them along behind them and got a whole lot of their secret, and he hollered out at her. Them gals took out down through the woods. And he running behind them, hollering what he gonna do if he catch him. And the gal outrun him. He never did catch him. He come on home, Daddy come on home. Never said a word about it. Had our supper good, done, hot for us. When we come in from the field, my mother was dead, and he had never married no more then. All right, you boys eat your supper and go ahead on to bed early where you can get plenty of sleep. We didn't know nothing about it, what was happening. We didn't know what he'd been chasing the good.
Mm-hmm.
We ate supper and went on to bed, slept. I guess he sat up all night watching us. If you didn't know nothing. And about a week, the boys was laughing, talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
How Daddy broken down arrangement. The girls had plotted to steal her. And that's our first of it. We went down there where they say he dropped the goods, and them goods had a big rain, and them goods barefoot track was in the mud. Where they went up across the cornfield. That'd been a week later. And sure enough it was. They went on to town that night, stopped out the edge of town today, and then dressed up and put on the shoes and things, went on uptown the next day.
Well, what were they going to do with you if they stole
Huh?
you? What were they going to do with you if they stole you?
What was they gonna do with you?
To get a job and go to work and take care of my ass.
Take you out of town, huh?
Yeah.
Take you out the country and take you to town, huh? Make you go to work, huh?
Yeah.
But did you know the girl?
Yeah. Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, the girls there in the country.
Well,
All belong to the same church, all going to the same school. I expect we'd have had a big time out there. Yeah, some got tired of the country, want to go to town, want somebody to go with them. They gonna kidnap us. I think it was for the better that they didn't kidnap us. I went out there and got killed,
probably.
stealing.
Yeah, I understand.
We'd have had to have something to eat. We didn't have no money.
I understand it was pretty rough when Uncle Mitchell first went to Jacksonville. It was pretty rough.
Mm-hmm.
When Uncle Mitchell first went to Jacksonville, it was pretty rough. I guess the people, they did a lot of fighting then, huh? Among each other.
Who, me and Mitchell?
No.
Just people.
Just people, because when my father had a knife made like a, what you call these things?
Dutch now?
A Dutch knife, you know, with the
With
helm.
Uh-huh.
And my father have it. Well, it's in Jacksonville now. After Uncle Mitch died, my father got this knife, and that was the knife that Uncle Mitch carried when he first went to Jacksonville, because it was, you had to fight, you know. So many people fought each other down there.
No, I don't know it.
I guess it went out to the joints on the weekends. Yeah.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Mm.
Remember at the night moon was shining so bright, y'all went out and picked cotton. Thought it was good.
We'd get up a long time in the morning, and we had to have a light to get back home at night from the field. Dad wanted to take some cotton to the gin, sit in Michigan across the country, a couple of miles to get a mules and wagon from one of the neighbors. The neighbor wanted to know what he doing coming at that time of night. Told him, Dad told him to come over there and get it. He woke us up. And I said, well, that is out there, you go there and get him. He went on out there and put the harnesses on the mule. Hmm.
Oh, mailman.
Oh, that mailman, I didn't know. Put the harnesses on the mule, and he said, "Put the wagon, come on back home with the mule and the wagon." Got back home. Dad had found out that there was the moon shining so bright it made it look like day. And just about 12 o'clock at night. We all went back to bed. We had been out in the field, come out in the field and got it, and all went back to the house and went back to bed. Slept longer then at the last time than we did the first time.
Well, you didn't have a clock in the house to tell the time?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have a clock in the house to tell the time?
Clock?
Yeah.
They didn't go by the clock, they go by the sun. Sunrise. Go to the field when the sun rises, you get light enough to see, and stay there until it gets dark, so dark you can't see. That's a clock.
Well, you come home at lunchtime in the middle of the day, or for noon, lunchtime in the middle of the day, you come home to eat? You come back to the house to eat?
12 o'clock?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. When you stand straight up in the field, and whatsoever your shadow was, if the road 2 foot, why, 2 foot for you to step, why, it wasn't 12 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
But if you could step right on the head of your picture, it's 12 o'clock, then come home and eat.
Uh-huh. That was your dinner time clock.
Mm-hmm.
Your shadow, that was your dinner time.
Yeah, step on the head, your head of your shadow out there, 2 feet out, 12 o'clock. Then you come home and eat, and you go back out there, stand up. If you can't reach the head of your shadow, it doesn't go, well, it's time to go back to the field. Done been to the house by an hour.
On a cloudy day, you didn't get to eat then, huh?
Huh?
On a cloudy day, you didn't get to eat.
You guess. Yeah, you guess. It wouldn't be so crowded you couldn't see how to drive. I mean, see how to work. They did have a cloudy day one day. Moon, sun got clipped. We all taking the mules out in the field, went to the house.
Thought it was night.
Yeah. So dark, couldn't see.
Mm-hmm.
By the time we got to the house, the sun had done come out of clip, so, and we turned back around and went back to the field. Chickens all done go on the roof, and we got to the house.
Chickens thought it was night too, huh?
On the roof.
But what?
I seen several suns in clip, but that was the last one, and I see.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to the house again, but it wasn't dark day, sun wasn't in the cliff. Man went crazy out there in the field with her.
Mm-hmm.
With hand.
Uh-huh.
Fellow named Tom Brown. Three of us out there flying, me and the house and Tom Brown flying. Tom Brown stopped his mule. We all were there out there together. Tom Brown stopped his mule and then hooked him from the plow and just had hold of the plow line going up and down the road. Get to this end, he turned around, get back there, the plow was out stuck in the ground. We didn't know what was happening.
Uh-huh.
He had that plying the mule up and down the road and no plow.
You probably
We
started
know
crying.
something was wrong. We know something was wrong, but we didn't know what it was. On Brother House, he stopped. His plow, looking at him, hollered to me, looking at Tom Brown. I stopped and looked at him. He just going up and down the road. The mule, no plow. While he stopped, the mule, caught his shirt right up behind the bosom. Comes to tearing his shirt off with him. And while he started tearing his pants off with him. That time I was on the mule, I don't know what the hell happened, because I was going on me and my brother Bull. We went to the house and told our daddy about it. He come out there looking for him and found nothing but the mule and plow, Tom Brown, he's gone. And gone about 3 or 4 days before we found him down in the swamp,
Mm-hmm.
buck naked, and tore all his clothes off. Now we got told the sheriff about it. Sheriff come down there and got him. Put him in jail. He stayed in jail about a week or two and come back to himself. Went back to the house, went flying again.
From then on, no more trouble. It was all right.
Never did have no more trouble with him.
Maybe he discovered LSD before anybody else.
That,
Sound like it anyway.
Yeah, it sounded like he discovered LSD out in that field. Nobody knew about it but him.
yeah, that was enough for me.
That is a jaguar. The cat.
It's just like the other in the car. So
What did your sisters do when what did the sisters do when the boys went out in the field to work? What did the girls do at home?
What did your sisters do when the boys went out to work in the field? They worked too?
They ran along there with him.
Oh, but they didn't do any plowing, did they?
Huh?
They didn't plow, did they?
Oh yeah.
They would plow too.
Plowed all day long, just like the boys did.
Yeah. Well, who stayed home and did the cooking?
What do you think?
Who stayed home and did the cooking
My mama,
after she passed?
nobody. You could come home an hour ahead of time and cook.
Oh. Well, I
Get
thought,
up in the morning and cook. Cook when you come from work in the evening.
but wasn't Aunt Fleta and Lula, wasn't they at home? Aunt Fleta and Lula, wasn't they at home? Did they take care, after your mother died, didn't they stay at home and cook for you?
No, Fleta was married, Lula stayed home. I mean, Lula was at home. And then, after the mother died, and Lula, she married. There wasn't nobody home then but us.
Oh,
My daddy, me, and Mitchell. Holland, he was married. We done the cooking and the washing, the eating, and everything.
Well, how many years was it before your daddy married again? How many years was it after your mother died before your daddy married again?
I don't know, it was about 3 years, I guess.
About 3 years.
No, about 2 years.
It wasn't long.
Yeah.
I thought it was a longer period of time than that. How old was your father when he died?
I don't know. I done left home when he died. I don't know how old, but they say he was around 65.
I thought he was older than that. I thought he was older than that.
He's around 55, 50 or 55, something like that.
that
When
you?
he died? No.
Oh, when he died?
Yeah, when he
Yeah,
died,
when
he
he
got
died.
No.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know, he was around 70, I guess.
Yeah, because he was pretty old when he got married the second time, wasn't he?
When he got married the second time, that's what you mean he was 50.
Yeah. Yeah, that's when he was around 50.
Well, when he got married the second time.
Yeah. Yeah, he's around 50. Come on. But what is that old he was when he died, I don't know.
Mhm. But did you know the Waits family? Did you know the Waits family who he married the second time?
Did you know the Waits family that he married in the second time?
Yeah, yeah. I know there wasn't no boy, two good, three good. Katie,
Yeah, he married Katie.
Queen, Minute, three good. Katie, Minnie, and me, all those went to the same school. Katie was about 3 years older than I was. Queen, she was younger. Me and Queen were about the same age. Mimi, she was a baby girl. She the one died. He didn't have no boy. And I had a bowling trick to snake he brought back from Africa with him when he
Yeah, I heard
went
about
over
that.
there.
I heard about the snake.
Hmm?
I was told that he had this pet snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, a boa constrictor. Yeah.
Bowling trick.
Yeah.
He kept him about 3 years, but finally he died. I think he got too cold. He
Yeah.
couldn't stand it. He went over him.
Mhm.
Yeah, me.
Okay.
Yeah, he tell me he used to keep him in the box in the kitchen. He had a box made for the snake and used to keep him in the kitchen.
Well, yeah.
They used to keep the snake in the kitchen in a box.
Who? The snake, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, had it lining. Had it lining and kept me in that box. Catch rats, rabbits, fun, eat.
You didn't have no trouble about anyone walking in the kitchen at night, huh?
Mm.
You didn't have no trouble about anybody walking around in the kitchen at night.
No, that snake not that big enough to eat a man, swallow a man.
That big?
Yeah, he's a that big thing.
And that was, that would be my grandfather Waits on my side, huh? Would be, that was grandfather Waits that brought the snake back, right?
It's his grandfather that brought the snake back. His grandfather, wait.
Yeah,
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 Waits, yeah.
yeah. He's old about 4 years when he come back.
Mm-hmm.
These children, they take these children over there with them when they went over there.
Mm-hmm.
Brought them back.
Well, actually, your father, but you didn't know any, did you know any of your grandparents? Did you know any of your grandparents? Now, just like your father, but did you know your father parents?
Did you know your father's parents?
Your grandparents?
No,
You didn't know them?
no,
Your mother's parents either?
no. Mm-mm. But my mama had two brothers and a sister.
Uh-huh.
I know my uncles. But my auntie, they sold her before they were set free. See?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know her.
Mm-hmm. That was one of your mother's sisters.
Mm-hmm. But my daddy, people, an old master's son, boy.
Mm-hmm. Well, who was it called? I know one they called Candyman Tribble. Now, who was he?
Huh?
Who was some they referred to somebody as Candyman Tribble?
Candyman Tribble.
Named after your boss, your boss man. Named after your whole overseer.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the trouble come in at.
Yeah, I know that's where the
He
trouble
said
come, but
he heard him talk about a man they called Candyman Tribble.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know about it?
Mm-hmm.
I used to hear my father talking about it. I guess that's somewhere in here. There was someone else
See,
called.
my daddy, folk always on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
All the
Mm-hmm.
my mama couldn't read and write,
Uh-huh.
but my daddy could read,
Mhm.
printing.
Uh-huh.
Because his brothers, his sisters,
Mm-hmm.
learned him how to read, print, but
Mhm.
they didn't learn him how to read and write.
Mm-hmm.
And they catch you, tell me that if they catch you reading, you put a piece of paper or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
why, they tie you down and
And beat you or something.
give you a good beating.
Mm-hmm. So his sisters taught him to read the printing.
Hmm?
His sisters taught him to read the printing,
Yeah.
which would have been his
They
house
gave him
sisters, I guess.
paper. Newspaper, and then let him go up in the barn,
Uh-huh.
sit down there and practice read and write.
Mm-hmm.
He could read, print good, but he couldn't write.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't read right.
Uh-huh.
Couldn't read nothing but print.
Mm-hmm. But I guess that helped him a lot after he got free, after after freed, that helped him a lot because he was able to read, huh?
Hmm.
She said by him being able to read and print, that helped him a lot.
Oh, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. All printing, he could read it. Could
Well-
do it all right.
Well, how was he able to get so much property in such a short a time after being a slave?
Hmm?
How was he able to get so much property in such a short time after being a slave?
Wake the devil out of his children and said made the money and bought it with him.
Mm-hmm.
He just
Smart.
craved for property,
Mhm.
own property.
Mm-hmm.
Guess it was in his blood.
Yeah, I guess so.
And he always said he wanted to leave all of them a home.
Well, he did that. They didn't.
And when he'd buy one place, he'd find another one for sale, he'd buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Until he had done bought up the whole neighborhood around him.
Mm-hmm.
1,700 acres of land what he had bought
Mm-hmm.
when he died. When he had it surveyed, that's what it showed.
Uh-huh.
He had 1,700 acres. He didn't have no money though. He had it all in profit. We had to sell $1,000 worth of the property to pay for to have it surveyed.
Mm-hmm.
And after they had it surveyed, then they had it divided up amongst the children, both families.
Mm-hmm.
Each man got his part. I got 125 acres of my part. Some of them got a little more, some didn't get as much. Because it was divided according to the value of it.
Uh-huh.
You got poor ground, you had got a little more.
Mm-hmm.
I had rich ground, I didn't get as much, you did.
Mm-hmm. So, but it was all equal. They all got a fair share, you might say, all equal. Mm-hmm. That was pretty big because he had two sets of children, two families to divide it among. Yeah, it's a pretty